Hello, my name is Ona Balkas, and I'm the Food Policy Director at the Washington, D.C. Office of Planning. Today, I will be presenting on behalf of the District of Columbia's COVID-19 Human Services Branch on Washington, D.C.'s emergency food response to the COVID-19 public health crisis. Mayor Bowser has taken steps to address the public health crisis through a series of mayor's orders that she started publishing several months ago. The mayor's order on closure of non-essential businesses, released on March 24th, named several essential businesses related to food. This included grocery stores, supermarkets, farmers markets, food banks, convenience stores, liquor stores, and other establishments engaged in the retail sale, wholesale supply, or distribution of food products. It also importantly included social services, providing the necessities of life. For us, this included the food bank here in DC, and also many of our emergency food nonprofits that have played a key role in the response. The mayor's stay-at-home order on March 30th specifically exempted staff and volunteers who work at essential businesses. This was really important to our nonprofits that were able to stay operating with volunteer and staff support. And then on April 8th, the mayor's order on food sellers, farmers markets, and fish markets required the implementation of social distancing protocols for indoor food sellers and declared that farmers markets would no longer qualify as an essential business and needed to apply for a waiver to operate. I'll talk about this process later on. Mayor Bowser's number one priority was making sure that district residents were able to access all of the federal public benefits that they're eligible for related to food assistance. This includes the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, also known as SNAP or food stamps. During the public health crisis, DC has been able to introduce an online application and extend the reapplication timeline, both of which have decreased the trips that residents have to take to sign up for SNAP. Also, importantly, the federal government has now allowed DC to introduce an online purchasing and delivery system for SNAP. This will significantly decrease the trips that our most vulnerable residents have to take outside their home to acquire food. The Women, Infants, and Children program, also known as WIC, was also able to expand their services to low-income women and children eligible for this federal program. That included creating a phone application system, mailing checks rather than having women come pick up the checks at physical offices. And they also expanded the food basket that residents would be able to purchase at grocery stores. That included higher fat milks, new brands of food that currently weren't on the food list, and that made it easier for women to be able to access all the food they needed, even when there were shortages at the grocery stores. Pandemic EBT is another federal program that offers federal cash assistance to families with school-aged children, and the district is planning on implementing that program in the next few weeks. And lastly, making sure that every resident who is unemployed has access to unemployment insurance benefits here in the district. In terms of the district's emergency food response, we've implemented a variety of programs to ensure that our most vulnerable residents have access to the food they need. First, we're offering free meals for all children under 18 at 50 sites across the district. That is serving about 13,000 grab-and-go meals every day. We are also providing free grocery bags at 10 of those school sites and distributing approximately 3,300 bags of fresh groceries, mostly fresh produce, every week to our residents. DC also transitioned all of our congregate meal sites for seniors to home-delivered meals and have been adding between 150 and 200 seniors per week to that program. So right now we're serving a weekly average of about 64,000 deliveries to seniors here in the district. And that includes, each delivery includes 7 frozen meals. Continuing on, we are also offering prepackaged meals at all of our homeless shelters and family shelters and to many of our unsheltered individuals here in the district. We've implemented a phone/online system to determine the needs of residents, particularly those who are quarantined at home. If you've been told to quarantine at home by a health provider, through this service, residents can get 10 to 14 days worth of shelf-stable food delivered to their home, in addition to hygiene products, medical products, and products for children like diapers and formula. We have an official DC website that includes a comprehensive map of all of the food resources available for residents in the district, and anybody can access that at coronavirus.dc.gov/food. We keep that map updated regularly. And lastly, we've been doing online research. We've been doing ongoing research on our food supply chain here in the region. Making sure that we are aware of any weaknesses before they come. And so far, we have seen a stable food supply chain here in the region. For grocery stores and farmers markets, as I mentioned, on April 8th, the mayor issued an order pertaining to these businesses. It included new requirements for grocery stores, such as needing to implement maximum capacities of customers in the store at any time, requiring masks for both staff and customers, and recommending one-way aisles and other measures to ensure social distancing. For markets now have to apply for a waiver to operate in the district. Some of the requirements related to that waiver are that they have to implement a maximum capacity. They have to move to a one-way flow through the market. They can only be providing food items with some notable exceptions, including soap, hand sanitizer, masks, and flowers. They cannot bring in their pets. And the farmers markets have to offer only grab and go items, which means that the customers can't shop and browse and pick up items before they purchase. Items have to be pre-bagged, and they can only take the item away after they've purchased it. I will say that the district is proud that it has been able to grant a waiver to operate to every farmers market that has applied so far. So all 15 markets that were scheduled to operate this year are currently operating through a collaborative process with the district to make sure that they could operate safely. For local businesses and nonprofits, we've awarded $25 million in grants to small businesses, many of which are food businesses here in the district. The Reopen DC plan, which is currently in process and should be released soon, will include a section on how we will reopen our restaurants, food retail, and other food businesses safely. We've been partnering with many nonprofits throughout the city for this response, including several nonprofits who are helping to provide the fresh grocery boxes that I mentioned earlier. We have conducted regular calls twice a week with all of our emergency food providers so that they can connect with each other, communicate to the government their emerging needs and challenges, and identify opportunities for further collaboration. We are proud to have partnered with a locally owned grocery store and regional food distributor to provide the food boxes to our quarantined individuals. And last but not least, we've started a social media campaign with the hashtag DCHope to encourage all of our residents to be spending their dollars locally whenever possible in a way to support our food businesses that have been hit so hard during this time. So with that, I will wrap up and encourage you to visit our website, coronavirus.dc.gov, for a comprehensive website of resources that the district is offering to its residents. Thank you so much for this opportunity.